Well, hello there, my friends. Everybody on the East Coast, everybody on the West Coast, and everything else in between. I hope this time that we have selected on Sundays is a little better for everyone. I know it's good for us. And you hear my little pup in the back. He's sort of like a bad little boy right now because he's lost his sight and he is afraid to jump off the bed. He will jump on the bed, but he's afraid to jump off the bed. So what he does then is he jumps on the bed and then he calls for me, he barks for me to help him down. Well, I've done this now for a couple of days already, and he just thinks, like it's a game. Like when anybody who ever had a baby, who throws the cradle out every time you put the cradle back, the rattle or the pacifier or the bottle or whatever, they throw it out, you put it back in, and it's a game. So we have to put up with a little bit of barking there in the back because this time I'm not going to do it. There's nothing wrong with him, and he's just fine. So yeah, um, it is winter, definitely winter on the East Coast here in Pennsylvania. We had 8 inches of snow, and we're getting tomorrow another nor'eastern, and yeah, I mean, I personally, I love the snow, and the snow is good for it. And right now, the moon is in the right place. Also, when you see a sliver of the moon where the bottom part is down, the moon is sort of like this, and it's just a sliver. Well, that's called a money moon or a growing moon. And that moon is really telling the earth, the buds and so on, to start to wake up. So I think we're going to get a very early spring because when I took my walk today, I saw already the lilacs, the little buds are very fat and they're not that far away. Um, and so I hope we get an early spring um, because that's certainly also very, very good for all those people with colds. I mean, I just delivered this morning some remedy to a neighbor who has had cold, stuffy nose, sore throat, congestion, chest congestion, and so on. And that's a predominant thing right now that a lot of people are having. One of the great remedies for that is Merc-Sol, Mercurius solubris, and that really does work if you use it in a water solution. It helps with the sore throat. It helps with the congestion. But I don't just use homeopathy products. I also use a lot of herbal and home remedy type of things. Like one of my go-to things always at this time of the year, I always have chicken soup. Chicken soup, you can cook ahead, real good chicken soup. Make the chicken soup with lots of carrots, lots of celery, and good chicken. Put a little bit of chicken stock in, but predominantly chicken. Then you can take the chicken out because if you cook it, you have to cook it for several hours. After you've cooked it a long time, I usually then leave just a little bit of chicken in, and the rest all except the bones goes to the dogs. But that chicken soup, why that is so good is because it contains selenium. And selenium is something that really helps to increase your immune system, fortifies you. Now, one of the best things also is I always have vitamin D3 in on your shelf at home. always take a minimum in the winter time, a minimum of 4,000 units up to 6,000 units. Be sure, especially women. Women are notoriously low in vitamin D. And in the winter time, we are not as much outside, and that will definitely decrease your immune system. Your immune system will stay healthier. You will fend off easier aggressions to your body. So vitamin D is a definite in the winter time. Vitamin C also. Now we all know to eat some citrus, and right now the citrus seems like citrus is really reasonable priced in the grocery stores, at least here. And have a grapefruit in the morning. Have some oranges. Um, the orange juice that you can buy, like Florida juice or whatever, is great, but it often contains a lot of sugar. So look on the label and see. You don't want to have an excessive amount of sugar in your drinks, because sugar does decrease the immune system. We have found that now that sugar is not. It really is a bigger poison than salt. So be careful with that. However, if you eat in the evening 1 or 2 oranges and have in the morning a grapefruit, that should be really pretty good vitamin C. However, if you wanted to, take another 500 milligram of a capsule or a supplement. More than that, only if you are. Hang on for a minute. I think there's disciplinary action here that I have to do. Hey guys, quit it! Well, a little forceful mama's call sometimes helps. So anyway,
Gisela,
yeah.
Debbie is asking, can you overdo vitamin D? How about C?
Well, see, we have Paulus Linus, has the Nobel Prize winner, who has made a study on vitamin C, and he won a Nobel Prize for it. And he did not think that you could overdo vitamin C. However, I have found that some people who have weak kidneys or weak liver, they have not done so well with high dosages. Now, that I mean 10,000 units. Up to 6, 7, 8,000 units, you can safely take, safely. And if you take an ester vitamin C, which is a derivative, really the um, the more potent form of vitamin C is ester vitamin C. And if you take that they sell it in a little packet that it's almost granules, and you dissolve it in some drink, which is more potent then, because it goes right into the bloodstream. It does not have to be dissolved in your stomach. And people have had some stomach irritations from taking too high doses in capsules. Now, if you need to take, like for instance, you are sick, you have the cold already, you have the flu, and you say, well, vitamin C has served me before well, then take the capsule, macerate it, in a little macerator, so that it's really almost pulverized. Then put it into a liquid and drink it. It dissolves faster in your stomach, and it does not irritate the stomach lining as much. Vitamin C can irritate the stomach lining, and can also, but only if you take over 10,000 units, and I mean, people don't normally do that. Okay? Does that answer the question?
We'll find out. But in the meantime,
Yeah.
Laura is asking
Yes.
if there are better vitamin pills than others. Like, I guess there are some good and bad that you can recommend.
Well, you know what? I'm not a real authority on that. I can only tell you what I buy, okay? And I look on the vitamin, I look on the ingredient listing there, as well as I look with all of my produce and all of my things that I buy. I always look at the ingredient listing. Um, and if you find there is more maltodextrin in there are fillers in there, then I would stay away from it. If it is the pure vitamin, like most of the Spring Valley products I have found, they are pretty good and they're reasonably priced. I don't think that paying $20 or $25 for a vitamin C product, um, I would do that. I definitely would not pay that kind of money for vitamin C. Then what I would do is I buy a lesser expensive one, macerated, pulverize it, and have that. Now, one other thing is also right now, they are the hybrid blueberries available here, at least here in the Northeast. Now, if you take a shake, make a shake in the morning with blueberries and some, you can put some cod liver oil in it. You can put some flaxseed oil in it. Um, you can put some yogurt in it, put some other berries in it, and you drink that in the morning. You have usually a very adequate vitamin C supply. Unless, like I said, you are sick already and you need to have a higher one, then I would buy the Ester one. Ester comes in a little package, and you just do that. And they are not, I don't even know what the price is right now, but I have found that to be very good.
Okay. And uh, Jeff is asking, do we give any of these to our pets too?
Well, vitamin C is not recommended so much for pets. They cannot really absorb it as much. They should have it in their diet. Now, if you have, uh, feed a raw diet, they have everything that they need in their raw diet. I feed a raw diet, as I've said many times, and I also feed a dry one, which is the wild, I think it's called wild creation or something like that. And uh, that usually has, look on the label. Again, look on the label. Folks out there, anybody, please, for yourself, for your pets, read up. If you don't understand what the product is or what the ingredient is, I mean, we have this fabulous thing, it's called internet, you know? We can look up anything, have a pad and pencil, write it down. That's what I do. If I go in there and I see something, an ingredient that I have never heard of before, I write it down. I go home, I look on the internet, or if you have your phone with you, go on the internet, type it in, it comes up and it tells you exactly what that ingredient does. Do not just buy front label, it will do XYZ. Not a good idea. Ingredients is the only thing that will tell you what the product will do. Okay.
Okay.
So one other supplement that is also very, very important, and that is biotin. Very underutilized in the United States. Biotin is most people think it's only for hair and nails. Well, that's not so. Biotin gives you also a ton of energy. So for all these gals and men who are in the winter time, when the days are short and days get gray. When the sun is shining, everybody has energy. It's because the vitamin D and the sun and the light gives us energy. But when we have a series of dark days, we can really, and I am just as affected. I get and I get cranky too, like everything bothers me and so on. And I feel like, oh, it's really not, I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like working. I don't, biotin. Biotin will give you energy, will give you a, a better outlook, and use biotin with at least 10 minutes of exercise. Now, that 10 minutes of exercise can be anything, but it cannot be just housework. I know so many of my clients, oh, I have animals, I go feed in the morning, and I do. Well, no, that's not the same, because you're using the same muscle groups at all the time, and your body knows this is work, this is stuff that you do all the time. And then it comes exercise. A very good exercise is just, stretching and walking. Walk for 10 minutes a day. Walk outside, you can walk inside. And if you pair that with biotin, you will see that those dark days and almost depressionist days where you feel really down are not as severe. If it doesn't help right away, take it for a week or so. There's a biotin that Costco sells that it dissolves right away like a homeopathic remedy, and it's superb. It really is. There's also maltodextrin in there, so that is a high. You know what maltodextrin is, right? It's a very high amount of sugar. So you get the energy from the sugar, and the sugar makes the biotin be absorbed by your blood barrier system right away. So it doesn't even go through your digestive system. It goes right into the blood. And that's what you want. Biotin. Write it down, use it. It's a fabulous one, especially, like I said, for the winter time. And for those gals in the winter time that are all not only women, but men do too, when we go through the days of that, if it's dark, it's dreary, we sort of hang about, you know, it's literally hanging in there, you know. Um, when you do that, then sleeping at night can become a real problem. There's something for you there too. Take a calcium with magnesium pill in the evening. A lot of people take it in the morning. Not a good idea. No, calcium and magnesium, you want to take at night, because magnesium makes you sleep. So you will then have a fabulous night of sleep. You can also take a magnesium bath. Buy some powdered magnesium, put it in your bathtub, take a warm bath at night, a magnesium bath, and you'll sleep like a baby. You'll sleep like you've never slept before. So that's a fabulous one especially the winter times, because I know that when I sit around, I work mostly from home. I do, when I'm on the road and do seminars and so on, but then you're naturally more active and you're up and about. You often don't have those problems. But when you work from at home or you work in an office, especially if you work in an office that is environmentally controlled, because the air is recycled there, and that can make you really sleepy. And then you drink coffee, and then you eat donuts and have this fast sugar rush, and then you come home, you eat a big dinner, and you watch TV, and then by 9, 10 o'clock, you go into bed, you sleep 2 hours, and then you lie awake. Does that sound familiar?
Of
If
course.
that does, yeah, if that does, take calcium and magnesium in the evening, just before you go to bed, and you will sleep much, much better. There's also a homeopathic remedy, coffee. Coffee is a fabulous sleep inducer, homeopathic one. And you can buy it online, or you can buy it in anywhere where they sell homeopathic remedies. Also works very well.
All right. Um, Debbie has a question. I guess that I was wrong. This is not our Debbie.
Okay.
Debbie is asking, our dog is intermittently sore on the right front leg. He runs like a nut and probably slipped on the ice. What
Yeah.
is a safe anti-inflammatory?
Oh, I would first, my go-to would always be arnica. The first one that I would do is arnica. Give him a dose of arnica, see if it works. If it does not work, then hypercarium, because it's in the foot, um, could be could be a good remedy. But whenever you think that there is a fall or concussion or a bruise or a, or a wrenching, always arnica first. Arnica 30C will usually, and for animals, you want to give homeopathic remedies predominantly in a liquid solution. And I think in one of my shows, I had showed you of how to make that. But if you don't, dogs usually, my dogs, I put it liquid on a spoon, and they all lick it off. They are all homeopathic dogs. But the dog is not used to that. Open mouth, take a little bit, take a few pellets of the arnica, and open mouth, put it in, done. You may have to do that once or twice. The bruising will be gone. Yeah,
All
and it
right. No,
works.
that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one of the things is also with like for instance with flu symptoms, and the digestive. I heard from somebody that there's a lot of uh, flu and digestive disorders associated with that in the area, especially in our area here. If that is the case, then again, chicken soup, fabulous. So if there's a fever associated, if you have a fever, um, more liquids, not so much solid. Okay, as much liquid as you can. A good remedy for that is when you have a fever is belladonna. It abates the fever. Um, but the best thing is just a lot of liquid and rest if there's a fever associated. If the runs associated with that, there are a few other remedies. Just give me a call on my website. You see it, or just send me an email. I'll let you know of what to take, because there are several different ones, and it depends of how the how the stomach disorder is. But safe to say is that you want to do a lot of liquids if you have a fever. If you are just congested and feel like a truck ran you over, okay, and you feel like everything is bruised in your body, and it's really hard to breathe, and you really are, really like the best thing would really be to slip into a long sleep, wake up healthy, but that's not always going to happen. So here's what you can do. One of the remedies that I've said already to you is Merc. And one of the other remedies, especially when you are sort of like, you really have that bruised feeling and you really feel like, my God, I really feel sick, the sick feeling, a real sick feeling. But you're restless at the same time. You're like, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that and I really can't. And you lie down and you can't sleep because you can't breathe. And, and it's all, and nothing really fits and nothing really works well. Best remedy then is arsenicum. Take, take a dose of arsenicum. Now, if you don't have any homeopathic remedy at hand, 2 aspirin, lots of liquid, will let you sleep. Will let you, because when you have a flu or cold like that, the best thing is liquid and sleep. That and rest. Those are the 2 miracle ones. Vitamin D, biotin, and vitamin C. Have some uh, fruits, have some supplement, vitamin C. And you know what? A good old-fashioned cold with medicine will last a week. Without medicine, 5 days. And I'm gonna leave you at that, because a good old-fashioned cold, the only thing that it will remedy, I'm talking here a good old-fashioned cold with a runny nose, uh, general malaise feeling, um, general beaten up. Go to bed for a day, drink lots of liquid, vitamin C. If you can get the homeopathic remedies, they will get you better faster, much, much faster, like 50% faster. But if you can't get a hold of those, or you don't have anywhere where you can get that, you can always send me an email and I can overnight you something too. Or you can, any of the homeopathic uh, uh, manufacturers are online now. There's one called ABC. There's Washington Homeopathy, and there's Highland. There's several. Just put in homeopathic medicines into your computer, and you'll find a ton of them. But and they'll overnight it to you. It's going to be a little bit more costly, but you know what? 50% faster you will heal. Now, not to get any flu is the ticket. No doubt about that. You do not want to get the flu or the cold. Here are a few tips. One is, do not use antibacterial things like wipes and so on everywhere, because you know what? It doesn't work. But what will work is wear gloves. When you go to the grocery store, wear gloves. It's wintertime. You can wear gloves, no problem. Have you ever wondered, in the old days, the women all wore gloves all the time? That was one
Hmm.
of the reasons. Another reason is always wear a hat, or something that is on top of your head, holds down the heat in your head, keeps you much warmer. I see people in the iciest weather without a hat. Pardon my French, but it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. You need to wear something on top of your head in the wintertime. It will keep the heat in your body, and the heat in your body will keep your immune system at an optimum. And another thing is, do not take a shower every day. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, that's gross, I have to take a shower every day. No, that's not so. You can wash. People in the old days have washed. Taking a shower every day, you wash the pH that stops germs from entering your skin and into your system. You wash that off. It takes about 4 to 5 hours to reestablish itself. So what do we normally do? We take a shower in the morning, we get dressed, out we are in the subways, in the cars, in the trains, on the streets, in the stores, and we pick up whatever is flying around easily and without effort. Do yourself a favor. Take a shower every second day. One other thing is what some people,
wait a second.
yes,
So is it better to take the shower before you go to bed?
well, very likely, yes,
Okay.
very likely. I would, if you have to take a shower every day, take a shower before you go to bed. Yes, yeah, because it takes 4 to 5 hours for your pH level to reestablish itself.
All right. And does it help if you take a shower in chicken soup? Never mind. Keep going.
Well, I don't know. I haven't tried that yet, so it's an idea. Depends if you have a lot of chicken parts in there, I guess. Great question. One other thing is also that I do want to say to especially women, but men should be aware of that too. Wear a sunscreen every day, no matter what. Sunscreen is vital to wear every day. Why? Because when you are outside, the air will dry your skin. So if you wanted to look as smooth and healthy as I do at my high age, then wear sunscreen every day. Do not miss it. And put it on in the morning about a half an hour before you go outside. They have now sunscreens with tint, so you can use it instead of a foundation. Foundations are not as good in reflecting sun as a good sunscreen. There's several sunscreens of 40 and 50 that have some of the BB creams now have sunscreen, and much better to wear that than a thick foundation. And yeah, that's about it. One other thing is also there are some people, that just really always have a cold. Well, Amnon said earlier to me, well, if they are always sick, well, they're just unlucky. Well, no, that's not quite true. It seems like they are unlucky, but they are not. Their genetic background is so. Have you ever wondered, like, if you're in a bus and 5 people in the bus have been sneezing and coughing and really shown symptoms of that they should be in bed rather than be on a
Move
bus
to another car right away.
right away? Yes, but that's not always possible. And what they have found is that even if you stand next to somebody who's had a cold, you will not get it. You sometimes will not get it. But your sister will get deathly ill. Now, why is that? One of the reasons they have found, some of our receptors are susceptible and they have an affinity for these viruses. And they pick that up, and there's nothing you can do about it. What you can do is by using vitamin D, biotin, vitamin C throughout the year. That will help for you to stay healthy all throughout the year. Not only of the cold, of a cold or a flu, but also of all the other things that we can catch. So if you make that a intricate part of your system, that you get good sleep, you take 10 minutes of exercise a day, 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes exercise a day is all that you really need. Increases your immune system, raises your endorphins, and the most important part is have a positive outlook. And with that, I'm going to leave you tonight, unless we have any more questions.
No, no more questions. Debbie thanks you, and she says, great tip.
Good, good. All right. Well, I love you all. Tune in next Sunday. I will have more on beauty tips also, some of the beauty tips for the winter time that I have compiled.
Oh, wait.
And
Debbie says, wait, wait. I
yes,
keep going and let her type whatever she
okay,
wants.
all right. Some of the beauty tips that,
Oh, I didn't even see this. Yeah, that's right. Kathy was asking, what's the best remedy for hot spots?
oh, wow, it depends on what the hot spot is from. But if it's really ulcerated already, if it's really through, the fur is gone. You mean on dogs or cats, right? Well, cats don't really have it that much, but dogs. Did you mean that, Kathy, or did you mean on people? Because I haven't seen hot spots on people.
I guess we do get it, but yeah, she probably means the dogs.
Yeah, okay. If she means the dog, then one of the my go-to remedy is a rescue cream. I put rescue cream on. I give the dog also either chamomile or sulfur, depending on how bad it is. Sulfur is a good go-to remedy. Arsenicum is if it's just happened, because usually that dog is a little more on the restless side, and then you give arsenicum. But on the spot itself, always have on hand some rescue cream, also rescue remedy. Super works each time. You put it on a couple times a day, and the dog will not lick as much, and it'll heal up quickly.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
great.
Well,
Okay,
wait a second. Let me just ask permission from Debbie. So can we end the show now? Because Debbie kept me on my toes here. No, I'm
all
just
right.
kidding. Go
Good.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So no, if we have no more questions, I thank you all who came into the chat room. I love it. I hope we will get lots more, and I enjoy the show. Please let me know if you enjoy it. If you want to hear something that I haven't touched on, I like to make it not just about the healthy pet, but also about an alternative lifestyle, about healthy living, and how we can all be 110 and be wonderfully healthy and energetic. Good night. Goodbye. Have a great afternoon. And anybody in the Northeast, hope we all weather the next nor'easter. Bye for now.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Health In with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, The Tanya Love Show, Your Healthy Pet with Gisela DiCarlo. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by Atomus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.